Yeah, y'all know what's going on, man. It's your boy LK Vet, aka K Trade. Y'all know what's going on, dog. Today was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. End of day just smacked a little. Let me see. Hold on. Little 600% on a little SPX. Nothing too crazy, man. I'm sick though because it went to like 2,000%. So I'm like, oh lord. But anyway, don't matter. But man, yeah, today was crazy. Crazy sell off. We caught, bro. I'm talking about just crazy gains at open. Bought calls at open. Hit our target, right? Hit our target. Sold 160% on calls, 400% on puts, 200% on puts, 100% on puts, 100%. I'm talking about just free money, man. Just free money. Small account challenge. We actually quadrupled that thing today, man. Quadrupled it one day. So I know I was supposed to go live, but man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm super just not feeling good under the weather. Throat still hurt. So I will be breathing pretty hard. Probably a couple coughs on the stream. So bear with me. But anyway, let's just go ahead and get into it. First off, I want to say I'm low-key mad. I did miss JNJ, right? We went over this yesterday in the video. I was kind of flagging, right? We needed to reclaim. Because SPY was just so beautiful today, I couldn't really trade nothing else, It was just so gorgeous. Like, how do you trade something else? It's just easy. You know what I'm saying? It was just this simple. So I'm going to go over the game plan for this. Really, I'm going to just stick to SPY today because my sisters are here up at the pool. So I'm trying to, just get away from the screens. But, yeah, so we already had these levels. Remember yesterday we talked about it, right? We talked about above 743, right? 746, 748. Below 740, 736, 731, gap fill. So we actually came all the way down and closed the entire gap. So we can get rid of all this stuff. All this is no longer needed, right? We already closed the gap. We did leave that smaller gap, but I remember I was saying like, hey, this is extreme daily bottom down here at the 731. So we don't want to be the person that's trying to sell into a low. You know what I'm saying? Remember, zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out. Look at this. Right? We're still bullish, right? Just got a little pullback, nothing crazy, right? Remember, we always talk about this. We need, in order to get this, you need the pullback, right? In order to get this, you need the pullback. In order to get this, you need that pullback. You know what I'm saying? So can't be scared of it, right? Can't be scared of it. So once we identify that, hey, the trend was short-term changing, we gonna probably take some, you know what I'm saying? We gonna go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? We can't really do much about it, right? We can't. We were supposed to go. I was supposed to do this. Don't matter, right? It's why you take profit. It's why you set alerts. This is why you trim. This is why you do what you're supposed to be doing because the market can flip at a moment's notice, right? We had 2 crazy sell days in the past 3 days. This is pretty crazy, but yeah, we still right in that range, right? Right in that. Look where we closed. See, we got a little lower weight, come out, took out the little gap real quick, came back up, but still closed inside of Friday's candle. So we are still inside of Friday's candle. So tomorrow's CPI. So we're gonna have to run this, one of 2 ways. So like I said, before we start getting anything else, let's go over, the game plan, walk everything through step by step. I want to explain how end of day I was able to catch that, 600%, and I'm going to 2,000%. But basically how I knew it was a trap and how you can identify as traps as well. All right, first things first, right? We already started to gap up. Remember yesterday I said, hey, I'm not going to swing those puts because I don't want to get hit with that fake out at the zone. And what did they do? Fake out at the zone. So I was like, see, happy. Market opens, boom, instant. I already know what we're looking for. I'm not tripping. I'm not worried. I'm not shaky. Remember, when you have a pre-market plan, you don't need to, I gotta do that. I gotta do this. No, you just do what your plan calls for, right? If this, then that. If your levels hit, then you know what I'm saying. So if you already had a plan, then boom. So our plan calls it open, boom, hit our target, sold, right? 170% or something like that. Right, I didn't take puts right away, right? I did wait because I needed to make sure that this just wasn't a retest, right? So once we came down here, then I was like, hey guys, excuse me, we're gonna take 731 1 DTE puts. So like I said, this was more so just letting that thing fall, right? It just fell right through our levels. Remember, daily levels 741, 731, right? So once we got through that zone of 738, then it was just a matter of retest, breakdown, retest, boom, target hit, right? Breakdown, retest. We got some more, right? We came down, closed the gap, and then hit what? Another daily level, right? And then look, what do we do at the daily level? V bottom, breakout, retest, boom, right? We got a little retest towards the end. We popped towards the end. So how I knew that basically this end move was a fake out. Remember, how many times do we talk about bear traps and all these certain things, right? So let's get into it real quick. Right here, right? So boom, whenever we start trending up, right? Because remember, a lot of times we want to wait for a bottom breakout retest, get in. Sometimes the market just gives us a V bottom, kind of like this. So what it does, that just keeps going. So all you got to do, trend line off the top. Ooh, terrible. Trend line off the top, trend line off that bottom. So whenever it does come down, everyone is thinking, oh, this is a trap. This is a short. Look at this. Everyone's like, oh, it's time to go short. Mind you, I took these puts from here to here, right? I took that nice little 120-some%, right? But I knew where to get out. And I even told people, I said, hey, I hope you're not in calls, you know what I'm saying? Not financial advice, but this is just looking like a pretty nice trap setup. So what did? We came out, took out the swings, trapped those bears below, swing right back up to the high, take out that high, right? Easy money. And low key, I ain't gonna lie, I should have held them SPXs a little longer than that, but it is what it is, man. We're just having fun with it. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Pretty much it. Super simple, right? Just one of those days. You just gotta do what you just doing what you're doing, right? And then I already gave them the target down here. I gave everybody interest. I said, hey, bye. I have a nasty dry cough. I'm sorry, but yeah. See, look, once we break down retest, all we did was got back above. So now we got to break out, retest at the same level, right? I said buy if it holds, sell if it doesn't, right? And we held. So we got the break. Boom, right up to our next level, right? Trimming, boom, hit our main target, 730, 750 on the dot, right? Hit that target, man. It was pretty much just smooth sailing from there. And then, like I said, we got the trap, and then, so on and so forth. So where do we go next, right? What are we doing now? What's the plan, right? Crazy dump, crazy pop. Where do we go now? So, goodness, man, my chest. So basically, what I'm gonna be watching for, obviously CPI, right? So we're either gonna have, nice gap up, nice gap down, or small chance they actually keep us flat. But let's get prepared for either way it goes, right? So remember, we still have this hour range from yesterday, right? If somehow we manage to gap up, right, in this range or even close to the range above, let's say 738, right? We're gonna have today's close. Whoa, hold on. Today's close right up here, 730, 750. Any kind of dip buy that holds, if they give us one, right, we're gonna have to flip back to the bull side, right? We're gonna have to target over 755, right back to our target of 748, 750, right? So if we, well, even if we gap up, even if we do gap down, if at any point we reclaim 738, 740, right, we're gonna be looking for that push backwards inside of this range. Remember, as long as this range is rotating, actually, hold on, let's adjust this range. Actually, while we're here, let's do it together. All right, let's do this together. We actually can use this whole range right here, to be honest, because we got a lot of liquidity trapped in here. All right, so look, yeah, so if we do get back above this range, right, boom, we break out, retest 750, 745, right, 748, 750, possibly squeeze back up to the 755s, right? Upside, like I said, upside's always easier because it's just, we'll see it kind of recover. Downside is always just a little harder because we don't know how low it can really go. You know what I'm saying? Especially without taking that kind of, oh, no, we're not a bull market no more. You know what I'm saying? Because people are still kind of scared about, whether we're bullish, whether we're bearish, that kind of stuff. So, it is a little easier to do the upside. Downside, right, gonna be a little bit more tricky, right, because they will be able to pop it really at any level. So major levels to watch for, of course, 731, previous day's close, right? So if at any point, even if we gap up, right, let's say we gap up, boom, we can't hold 740, 738, right? 738 to 740 is, well, really 741-ish, and it kind of anywhere in that range. Look, give yourself a good, decent range because, right, you can have candles like this where it does kind of go pretty low, $3 below that 725, like, you know what I'm saying? It can get overextended, right? So give yourself a nice little range, $2-3, not too crazy, 738, 741, 742, right? Anywhere in here, right? Just anywhere in there. Above, by the retest, right? We probably get some squeezes, over time. Below, if we cannot reclaim, look left, Friday's low, and we did close above Friday's low, so that's something to watch. But overnight, that Friday's overnight low, right around here, 733. So if we cannot hold 733 to 731 at all, like we just can't get back above, then watch for more downside, right? Same low as today, 724. If we lose that, you got previous day's lows, 720, kind of small pivot levels, and then we have the gap still below, right? We still have this gap down here at, what is this, 721 to 717, right? So it really is gonna, like I said, it's all gonna depend on, how CPI turns out, if Trump says anything overnight, because we did have some bad news, or some Iran news that kind of gave us a quick. This candle that filled the gap was a news candle, but let's always talk about how they do the whatever. But basically, like I said, same thing. So 740, really that 738, 740 range. You kind of want to get back above that, right? Get back in this channel if you can. Hold this channel, squeeze back up, right? Be a nice little bear trap. But if we can't, be careful to that downside. 731 again, 729 breaks, 724. Below that we have more levels. Let's check the VIX real quick. See, this is what I was talking about the VIX being a little elevated, right? Remember, we were like, hey, even though we pull back, we still can just be setting a higher low, right? And we end up making a higher high. So the VIX is still elevated, which is good for us because you can take smaller amounts, right? Further out cons and still make a nice profit off of that. So you don't need to, go too crazy on the days that the volatility is high, or else you might cook yourself. You feel what I'm saying? JNJ, forget that, man. I'm already pissed. I already missed that. Mad about that. Let me see. Oh. Oracle's tomorrow, huh? Oracle. Do not let me forget that. Oracle. We will be trying some Oracle tomorrow if we can reclaim. Excuse me. Goodness. 210, right? Get back above 218, 220, right? And then we'll probably see if we can take it off. But like I said, it's earnings. So, earnings is always kind of lotto. But we'll see how that goes. Let me see. This SPX was so tough. It was so tough. Bought it right here. Literally, my sisters just got here. I was in the bathroom. They're like, your stuff's going off. I'm like, what's going on? I had to run out the bathroom. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Not too crazy. We're gonna keep this video short, sweet, like we normally do. Remember, trading is as simple as you make it. You feel what I'm saying? So if you keep it simple, it'll be simple. If you complicate it, it will be complicated, right? And remember, again, like I know we're having good days with this margin stuff, this PDT, we're just taking limited trades, but you really want to practice restraint, right? If there's not a good level or it's not a good point for you to enter, just don't take it. You know what I'm saying? Just walk away. I told one of my students today, I said, hey, brother, you made your money. You know what I'm saying? You've made your money back. Like you don't need to, what's the next move? What's the next move? I get it. It's fun. It's like, oh, I won again. So we don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You can just take your money, walk away. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's pretty much it. Maybe we're gonna keep it short and simple. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Let me check the video real quick. If there's video. Yeah. Same thing, right? We kind of got this. We did get a lower low, but it's almost like a sweep. So we don't know if this is just some divergence playing out, right? Could just be divergence. Look, see, we got this little downward channel. So we ended up getting that lower move, but if we do reclaim, right, it'll just be some bullish divergence, right? Because we still, remember, you can go lower and still pop, right? So we'll see how it goes. I know the SpaceX stuff, I think it was tomorrow or something like that. So we'll definitely be, on it tomorrow. Hopefully I feel a lot better. Yeah, and that's pretty much it, man. Parlays hit yesterday, so you know what I'm saying, if you took those with me, you definitely bank on that as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Remember, always zoom out, right? Daily levels. Don't get too scared. Oh, we gotta zoom in. No. You gotta zoom out. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta zoom out. We closed that gap, right? Even though we left one. Who cares? Doesn't matter, right? We still reclaimed daily levels and we still closed above Friday's low. So we are still technically on an inside candle. So, we're going to use this main candle as our range, right? Friday. So we either close back below again, we dump some more, right? Go ahead and just gap down, fill this gap right here, probably go lower, or we gap up. I mean, we probably, try to come take out this, 750. And maybe take out the highs. But, these things normally take some time. So don't just go, too crazy. Like I said, I'm buying time. I bought time just for the, little lotto swing. But I'm not doing anything, crazy. And again, watch for this as well. Remember, we got a little head and shoulder. Bang, bang, bang. Came to the neckline. But we did not break and retest below the neckline. So realistically, you would want to see this back below here. Right, to see the little nested shoulder right there, right? But it still counts. But yeah, so if that did go lower overnight, right? This could just be the head and shoulder breakdown retest. Measured move, fine. That measured move is the perfect. Bang, look at that. Goes hand in hand. So remember, always have targets for both sides. Always have you just always have one of those ones. Remember, market's only going to do three things: go up, down, or sideways, right? You don't want to be in sideways. We want directional trades. So keep it simple. Keep God first, man, and just have some fun, man. Y'all go enjoy the gains, man. Do not give it back tomorrow, right? Please don't let me find out y'all giving gains tomorrow. Don't do it, all right? I'm gonna cuss y'all out. I will come on here and cuss y'all out. No cap. I'm just playing. Yeah, y'all be blessed, though. Have a good day.